Hello, everyone. This is Kit, and I just want to wish you all a Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays or whatever you are celebrating this time of year. As promised, I have a story for you that is holiday Christmas themed. Unfortunately, it's not the Nutcracker like I had planned. Things got crazy this month, the Christmas season and everything. So, I found something that actually is just as good. What I'm going to read to you is an excerpt from a book called The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus by L. Frank Baum. Now, if that seems familiar, he is the author of the Wizard of Oz series. That book series with 15 books in it. It's crazy. But this is his take on the Santa Claus origin story. What if Santa Claus was raised by fairies? And that's how he gained his magic powers and his everything. So I thought I would share a little bit of this tale with you, and if you're interested, be sure to look up the full novel. It's quite good. Or watch the animated series. That's something I remember as a kid, it's really hard to find nowadays. So without further ado, here is my story, and I hope you all enjoy it. How Claus Made the First Toy, adapted from a chapter of The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus, written by L. Frank Baum. Claus was left in the forest as a baby and was raised by the fairies and nymphs who found him. When he grew up, Claus left to find other humans. He walked through the valley and crossed the plain beyond to reach the people's houses, which stood alone or in groups of dwellings called villages. In nearly all the houses, whether big or little, there were children. The youngsters soon came to know Claus's merry, laughing face and the kind glance of his bright eyes. The children played games with Claus. Wherever the young man chanced to be, the sound of childish laughter followed. You must know that in those days, children received little attention from their parents, so it was a marvel that Claus devoted his time to making them happy. After a time, the winter drew near. The flowers lived out their lives, faded and disappeared. The beetles burrowed far into the warm earth, the butterflies deserted the meadows, and the voice of the brook grew hoarse as if it had a cold. One day, snowflakes fell and covered Claus's home in pure white. At night, Jack Frost rapped on the door. "Come in," cried Claus. "Come out," answered Jack, "for you have a fire inside." So Claus came out. He had known Jack Frost in the forest and liked the jolly rogue, though he mistrusted him. "Isn't this glorious weather?" shouted the sprite. "I shall nip scores of noses and ears and toes before daybreak." "If you love me, Jack, spare the children," begged Claus. "The young ones are weak and cannot fight you." "True. Well, I will not pinch a child this night," Jack promised sincerely. "Good night, Claus." "Good night." The young man went in and closed the door, and Jack Frost ran on to the nearest village. Claus threw a log on the fire, which burned up brightly. Beside the hearth sat Blinky, a big cat. "I shall not see the children again soon," said Claus to the cat. "The snow will be deep for many days." The cat raised a paw and stroked her nose thoughtfully, but made no reply. So long as the fire burned and Claus sat in his easy chair by the hearth, she did not mind the weather. So passed many days and many long evenings. The cupboard was always full, but Claus became weary with having nothing to do but feed the fire from the big wood pile. One evening, he picked up a stick of wood and began to cut it with his sharp knife. He had no thought at first, except to occupy his time, and he whistled to the cat as he carved away portions of the stick. Puss sat up on her haunches and watched him. Claus glanced at Puss and then at the stick he was whittling, until presently the wood began to have a shape, and the shape was like the head of a cat. Claus stopped whistling to laugh, and then both he and the cat looked at the wooden image in some surprise. He then carved out the face and rounded the lower part of the head so that it rested upon the neck. Puss hardly knew what to make of it now, and sat up stiffly, as if watching with some suspicion of what would come next. Claus knew. He used his knife carefully, forming the body of the cat, which he made to sit upon its haunches as the real cat did, with her tail wound around her front 2 legs. Finally, Claus gave a loud and delighted laugh and placed the wooden cat, now completed, upon the hearth opposite of the real cat. Puss glared at her image, raised her hair in anger, and uttered a defiant mew. The wooden cat paid no attention, and Claus, much amused, laughed again. Then Blinky advanced towards the wooden image to eye it closely and smell it. Eyes and nose told her the creature was wood, in spite of its natural appearance. So Puss resumed her seat. But as she neatly washed her face with her padded paw, she cast more than one admiring glance at her clever master. The cat's master was pleased with his own handiwork, without knowing exactly why. Indeed, he had great cause to congratulate himself that night, and all the children throughout the world should have joined him in rejoicing, for Claus had made his very first toy.